New witness in the public protector's impeachment inquiry is accused Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane of interference and cover-ups. Basani Baloyi is a former COO in the Office of the Public Protector. Let's get you an update then on what she's been saying further. Bring in our reporter, Athi Mtongana. Tell us more, Athi, about this witness today, because it appears another unflattering set of evidence from another ex-employee in the Office of the Public Protector.
Certainly, Tembile, to the extent that Advocate Dalimpofu disputed her relevance, particularly for the testimony that she will be providing, and she has actually started providing. And essentially what she's telling the committee is that there was a conceited effort to try and purge her from the office. You would know that some of the charges that the public protector faces are charges of purging people out of the office or harassing them or intimidating them from the office of the public protector. Some of the claims that she has made are that the public protector had this authoritarian demeanor about her, where even in some of the meetings that they had to rise when she stepped in. But I'd like us to listen to some of the exchanges that took place insofar as the work that they did regarding the Bosasa case and the work that they did in terms of investigating the matter that conflicted the former CEO, Mr. Vusi Mahlangu, in relation to Mr. Nkwinti as well.
When you look into the complaint, focused on the 500,000, and that, given the nature of the manner in which, the investigation has started, is we do not have a mandate as far as, the investigation on those matters are concerned. So what we did with Mrs. Mkhwebane, we discussed it with Mr. Mataboge around it. And interestingly, he was agreeing, but later on, then I was actually called into a meeting where the CEO and the chief of staff were to say that no, this matter cannot be delegated, to the NPA, because of the NDPP, will not actually deliver the results that I want. This matter should be focusing on that. And anyway, it's not our terrain to discuss on this matter. So I said, no, when we discussed it, it wasn't a matter of preference or whatever, but we were trying to discuss this matter, to assist, Mrs. Mkhwebane. That was one aspect that happened.
Let's listen to another exchange, typically, that took place, because this particular witness is claiming that the conceited effort not only came from the public protector herself, but the former CEO, Mr. Vusi Mahlangu.
I raised this matter with the public protector, and her response, she knew what I was talking about, and she told me to do my work and that I needed to finalize this report of Nkwinti because it's related to the permanent appointment of Mr. Mahlangu. And that's when ultimately I had, to understand that, there was a matter of Mr. Mahlangu that was in the bargaining council, and, that has been dealt with in the bargaining council, and it's actually on the court roll. And I looked into that matter, and that's when I got record, of that particular case, which I felt, the manner in which we are dealing with this particular case, I do not believe it's correct, because of they both knew what my concerns were, and I find myself, in that difficult position. And now the allegations to me started to make sense. Why? He was making those allegations that, I have an agenda, which I did not have, because I do not know Minister Nkwinti from a bar of soap. I was trying to do my work. For me, chairperson was about doing my work, and I had no intention of, destroying anyone. But the manner in which, this matter, was handled, I was very much, uncomfortable. And that is one of those that created tension in the office.
Ms. Baloyi also makes claims that her leadership was questioned in some instances, and she was even told to some extent that they were dealing with, quote, powerful politicians, close quote. And so this evidence she has given before the Section 194 committee when she was being cross-examined by the evidence leader. After this lunch break, Thembekile, Advocate Dali Mpofu will have his opportunity to cross-examine her.
Athi Mtongana in Cape Town, thank you very much for that update.